Coming out, third season. I think it ends March 20. That's not true.
No, fourth season's out.
April 26th, I think, is when it ends.
Is the full season?
Yep.
Full season's out. I already watched the first 3 episodes. I didn't hold back and.
Oh yeah, the 20. I think it. Anyway, since this was like the 25th, what do you do? I'm gonna go see Microwave though, the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
But so the 26th of April, I think me, Silly, and Derek, 2 alums of the pod, are gonna they're gonna come over and we're gonna binge all of season 4. So I'm really excited for that. So expect another episode of Derek where we just talk about Invincible for the last 20 minutes and
that's awesome.
Me oozing my pants again over how great that show is.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I will say, solid season already. The first 2 episodes.
I'm so excited.
Solid.
Hippo, you went to a concert. How was that? What'd you do?
Well, not only did I go to a concert, but the night before I went to a show, I went and did 2 of the members of the band had a DJ set at one of the local venues.
You sent me the video of them playing WAP.
Yeah, I'm going to assume it was the female that chose that song. That would make sense, I feel like. I don't know. Yeah. It would be really awkward if a 55-year-old, 60-year-old man probably played that song.
He might get down with the boogie.
It would be really funny.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they played all sorts of stuff. I can say I heard WAP, I heard Fashion from David Bowie, Never Let Me Down Again from The Mode. But they did that. That was super cool. Their drummer was there. Their drum tech was there. Their somebody else from their band scope was there. Yeah, and then the next night they had the actual show from Pussifer. It was sick.
Nice.
They performed their ass off.
Hell yeah.
How have you been?
Good. Just in studio a bunch, working on a new track.
That's exciting.
And, yeah.
You and Carson.
Carson, alum of the pod.
Yeah.
He's also been in the studio some, so with his new band project. Yeah.
That was really cool.
Oh, things are good. Music's going well. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes, it's there. Okay.
So
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's funny because my work's one person, so it doesn't really make sense. So I was driving home the other day, and
careful with Mike.
I was driving home the other day. I stopped by and grabbed gas. And this guy has free brownies. So I picked 3 up. Should we take them?
What?
Yeah.
Just some guy?
Yeah. And
croissant's being really loud in the background.
We don't know. I mean, I assume they're enhancements. Should we take the power-ups?
Do you know this person?
No, I think we just take
James,
them.
are you okay with this?
This kind of tastes like... I'm surprised mine was gluten-free, dairy-free. What are the odds? It's not taste good, though. Here, y'all have some.
Okay.
Oh.
James, you're really down with this?
LOL. Let's go.
You might already be a little enhanced.
You're usually enhanced.
YOLO.
Right. What, does that taste good to you?
I'm going to step away from the mic.
This tastes terrible.
So we don't get ASMR here.
Yeah, but... Dude, I don't...
Oh.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh, wow.
Mr.
What a
Stark.
yeah. I really feel it. Wow, these fast acting. Welcome back, everyone, to the Comic Ground Podcast, your favorite format where we talk about your favorite podcast, Pauper.
I'm Cameron Schindler, the host with the most verbose boasts, joined as always by the lovely Thomas. I didn't think of something.
You didn't think of a nickname
and
this
you
week?
think that,
you have
I
no
do
middle
this
name
every
for
week, so you'd think I would have thought ahead instead of just stalling for time like this.
Thomas
Thomas Hammer Gun. Dude,
hello.
you're looking good.
Thank you.
Been hitting the gym?
No. Been hitting the potatoes.
Whatever it is, keep it up, man. You look great.
Thank you.
Also joined by James Hippo Hieronymus. You also look like you've been, well, you can keep your secrets, but you're looking good, buddy.
Yeah, I like to keep my secrets, especially one that happened January 28th, 1995. Don't ask me where I was.
I won't. We've got a very special topic for everybody today on this week's episode. It's a highly original topic that definitely has not been done to death. We're going to be talking bands unbans, and potential downshifts we'd like to see in the format. Basically, we think that we could do a better job than the Pauper format panel because we're 3 guys on a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep
credit.
Gavin Verhey, but like I think the 3 of us can really.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of insight to offer to
the format's wrapped around our finger for sure.
Exactly, kind of like a Twizzler.
Just like a Twizzler.
We are sponsored by Game Night now. It's Middle Tennessee's premier LGS. They have lots of great tournaments. They have Win-A-Duels, they have a weekly Pauper League. They're going to host the next Common Ground Cup.
July 25th. Come check it out.
They also do Pokemon, Lorcana, and other stuff. You can also submit orders online, like via email or like through their website, or actually just through their website. And they'll pull stuff out for you. They have like basically every card ever. You can go to GameNightTennessee.com or GameNightTN.com to put in your orders. Thank you, Game Night.
Thank you, Game Night.
So, all right, should we start with bans?
Yeah, I think that there's been a lot of complaints lately about how the format is stale and nothing has changed.
It's terrible. It's the worst format ever.
It's pretty much the worst the format has pretty much ever been in. So. A big part of that has been decks that are just, unbeatable, unassailable. Like, the experience of playing against them is just absolutely terrible. So we all have a couple of cards that we'd like to see banned because of, what we think the upside it would bring to the format. Who wants to go first?
I guess I can go first. Mine is less so a ban for healthiness of the format, more so for play patterns. Tolarian Terror pisses me off so much.
Yeah.
And you look at Pauper again, it did so bad, and a lot of people want to think they're really smart and cool for playing it because they I know how to play Brainstorm and Counterspell. The deck sucks, get over it. So I think we should just disincentivize people from playing the deck and just get rid of that card. Just ban Tolarian Terror.
Yeah, basically all the people that I personally know that like casting Tolarian Terror are fundamentally bad people, and so they should not be allowed to have happiness in this Mortal Coil.
Even if they have any sort of joy, like playing any of those cards, I don't think they feel joy.
Right. Plus, at the rate that we're going, I predict, it's not on my list, but if I had to make a prediction, we're going to see Up the Beanstalk downshifted in the next Commander Masters, and Beanstalk, you got to get ahead of that,
Absolutely.
Like, don't even wait for the card to be spoiled at common, just like pre-ban, just kind of get that out of the way, because that would be, my God, I would just couldn't live with that. Thomas?
You got to get ahead of the Beanstalk for sure. Those were in Standard together, caused nightmares for all. We can't have that in Pauper.
No, definitely.
Absolutely not. Next up, any mana dork ever. You're literally cheating. Like, Richard Garfield had no intention when he created this game to be able to accelerate on mana. Because, like, you go to turn 2 and you have 3 mana if you play a Llanowar Elves, like, that's insane. Like, that card wasn't in, like, the original version of this game ever, This is woke magic that we're talking about right now,
Yeah.
Getting ahead of the curve, how dare you?
Yeah, it's insane. It's just fundamentally, like, wrong, Like, green's color identity is not... It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And you look at, like, these decks that play, like, the smelliest people in the world. And, you talk about, like, you look at Spy and Elves, like, bring some deodorant to, like, if you can afford your $30 Elves deck or your freaking, like, $50 Spy deck, you can get a stick of Old Spice, you smelly guy.
Yeah, at that point, just become a Terror player and fully commit.
Yeah.
And lastly, the most dominant deck in the metagame right now that we couldn't possibly have this episode without talking about. Let's talk about the Zubaras.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
I'm the brave one. I'm going to say it.
Radar for on all the content creation, outlets out there for. I don't even want to think about how long. Thank you for bringing it up.
You don't see it on league dumps. You don't see it in challenge top 8s. So just because people know it's going to be gone soon. Like when somebody plays Zubara Storm, when one person plays the deck, its win rate fundamentally changes for how little people are playing it, just because of how strong it is.
Yeah, I definitely know people that play on Magic Online and say that when they run into this deck, they've gotten messages, had exchanges where people absolutely admit to, I 4-0 drop with this all the time in leagues,
that's
just so that it avoids a banhammer. Like, I don't bring it to Paupergeddon. Like, it would be cool to, like, win the event or whatever, but then it would get banned. And, like, they are
and, like, that's not fun to just win with the
know.
deck. And you're going to win every game you play with that deck. And all
obviously.
the best players online are just farming 4-1s and just dropping with this deck.
Yeah, it creates a horrible experience for new players who, think that they're getting into this accessible format, and then they just, they run into the brick wall of Zubera Storm, and it's like, this isn't fun. This is, it's just too good. I just feel helpless every time I play against it.
Get rid of the blue one. That's one of the one they play 4 of.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Those are my bans.
Yeah, no, very, very solid list. I would say it definitely hits a lot of the important cornerstones of the format. I'm glad to see a lot of representation and care taken for the history of the game. This is a proud tradition that we have, and I'm glad to see somebody standing up for it.
I salute the troops of
God bless America.
What were the names of the Zuberas? I should have really looked up the names of the Zuberas before we did this episode.
Just say the color.
Ember Fist?
That sounds right.
One?
Yeah.
That one. I salute Ember Fist Zubera.
Because he will be gone soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Ember Fist Zubera stands for the troops.
God bless Zubera stand.
God bless Zuberas.
All right, Cam, what you got?
So, number one, I think this is unambiguously the most powerful card in the format, and was like the first thing that I thought of.
Dude, that's a hard word to say, unambiguously. How'd you say that?
Oh, yeah, so it's like 6 syllables. It took a lot of practice in the mirror before this episode. I wanted to really nail it, so I appreciate you noticing
That's
that.
your daily mouth exercise before work.
Yeah, my mouth gets rigid overnight when I sleep.
Yeah, it
just
does.
like it locks up, so I gotta.
Yeah, you get a little lock draw sometimes.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Go on, yeah,
King.
it does.
Thraben Inspector.
Oh my god.
It's the best 1-drop in the format.
Warping
It
formats.
destroys the vanilla test. I mean, 1-2 for 1 is just stats that, I mean, if you showed this card to a player even 5 years ago, they wouldn't have believed that it existed. It's 2 cards in 1, it's the creature and the clue, which just turns into another card. It really excels at rectangle theory. It's got the synergy with Core Skyfisher. It adds to your affinity count. It's a really good creature to pick up for ninjutsu. And, of course, the reason I'm bringing this one up is it's strictly better than Novice Inspector for reasons that I hope I don't have to elaborate on.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah.
It's part of the package. It's one of the fundamentally most broken cards in the format. Just everything about it, it's unfortunately evocative of that old period of Magic where they just designed cards like they just had no idea what they were doing.
Absolutely. Not like nowadays with guacamole mushroom pizza.
Right, yeah. It's no guac and marshmallow pizza.
Or like sewer valence cam.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Exactly. Cards that you just see and
Real
they've gotten
Magic
back
cards.
to evoking a classic, classic Magic, it's what the identity of the game is about, and Thraben Inspector just kind of takes a big dump on all of that.
Yeah, I'm throbbing for Thraben. As
absolutely.
in my brain,
Yes.
losing cells.
Exactly.
How do you feel about the cycle of Thraben Inspectors?
So that's a good point that you bring that up. I'm actually going to get into that next. Shout out, I didn't want to, it's not quite as bad, but definitely want to bring it up, is give an honorable mention to the blue Thraben Inspector, also known as Kraben Inspector, Hard Evidence. I'm giving it just a shout out here. It's a little bit more manageable than Thraben Inspector because both cards, when your opponent leads on, land into Thraben Inspector or land into Hard Evidence, you immediately feel the pressure and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind immediately. At the very least, you can answer the crab token with a snap and you at least feel like the game is in a semi-manageable, like you're still behind, but at least the game feels manageable now that you've got the crab token out of the way. Thraben Inspector is just like, you just give them free value. And so the fact that you can't answer it with snap, I think gives it, a pretty significant power boost.
Okay.
speaking of the rest of the cycle, my number 2 here is Voldaren Epicure, arguably the red Thraben Inspector. It's just quite simply the best card in a lot of decks that include Madness. It's pretty much just the best card in Madness. I've had a lot of discussion with people that have played the deck quite a lot, and they pretty much all agree that, you always play 4 of them and you never cut it. Like, when you go to sideboard, some cards in your deck are like, oh, this is usually the first thing that I take out. Voldaren Epicure is like, okay, this is the last thing I take out. Like, I will sideboard out 56 other cards before my 4 Voldaren Epicures. It's that powerful. It's a body, it's a token, it adds to affinity, it's reach. It doesn't have reach, but it reaches.
It reaches our brain stems.
It's true.
Tears them out of our bodies.
It's quite an unpleasant experience when you put it that way, but I think that exactly describes the experience of Mountain Thraben Inspector. I mean, they're already winning. 2019? Like, come on.
That was a year.
I know. And it's also my life total when my opponent plays a Voldaren Epicure.
2019, yeah.
In serious competitive formats, when you go to time, the tiebreaker is highest life total wins, and I just can't even count the number of times that a turn 1 Voldaren Epicure just wins the game on the spot because it immediately gets that 1 damage in that your opponent really can't interact with. Mm-hmm. It's really quite a powerful card, and I think it would open up the format quite a bit to see it go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And lastly, again, sticking with the 1 mana card theme here, Brine Barrow Intruder is the best card in every build of fairies, and then some other decks that I'm not even going to get into because I've already got so much to talk about here. Our friend and alum of the podcast, Sam Snodgrass, his first deck that he played in Pauper was Mono Blue Fairies. Very first time he ran it through the league, he came back ranting and raving about how good this card is. It's literally never a dead draw. It's the card that you want to see the most in your opening hand. Even when you top deck it late, it's such a hugely impactful card that you never cut it. Every single build of the deck, you want to play full 4 copies, and when you go to sideboard, it's the last card you ever consider taking out.
Absolutely. Yeah, why is that flash? Call CPS. Don't take it in public.
I know. It's unreal. It's like, it would have been a really, really powerful card even if it didn't have flash. Just even at sorcery speed, that effect just kind of warps combat so much that it has an outsized impact on the game for its mana cost.
Again, 1 mana 1/2. Get it out of here.
I know. What happened, man?
Why are there so many 1 mana 1/2s?
I know. What happened to, creatures that the power and the toughness were either equal to or less than their casting cost? I can't think of a card that's more emblematic of power creep than
1 mana.
Than a 1 mana 1/2.
And a 1 mana
with
1/2.
the numbers 1 and 2 in the power.
Yeah,
Yes. That
it's
equals 3, and
unbelievable.
it's crazy math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
1
real.
should not equal 3.
It's true. I mean, you think about, other formats that, we don't like to talk about on this podcast, but like when it was released, Ragavan dominated Modern. Ragavan, 1 mana, 2 and 1. I'm just saying.
R&D needs to take
Connect
notes.
the dots, people. Open your minds a little bit, sheeple.
Speaking of math, I feel like you had a little bit of a 1+1+1 situation on your ban list, Thomas.
Yes, I had 1+1+1 equals the 3 I'm going to talk about.
Go on.
Sorry, was that all 3? I'm sorry.
Yes,
All
yeah.
right, then. Yes.
I yield the floor.
Number 1, I have to go with his route, but he took the main contender. I have to get rid of Murmuring Mystic. I'm tired of all these sweaty blue players thinking they can come back in the game just by resolving birds and spells. That is just ridiculous. Like, how dare you have a snake that can dominate the format and a bird maker? Like, how many things do you get in this format?
Yeah. I mean, as we always say on this podcast, go birds. But, not the blue ones.
Right.
Yeah. Go birds.
Yeah. It's also just kind of rude every time I sit across from a Murmuring. As soon as they make that first token, I feel my allergies acting up.
The bird flu is just crazy in Pauper.
So
we need to get it out of
obnoxious.
here.
It's like, dude, I'm just trying to breathe like
They
a
need
normal
to
human
print
being over here.
an Alka-Seltzer card. Like, how people sprinkle Alka-Seltzer in their fries at the beach and feed it to the seagulls and they explode?
Yeah.
We need an Alka-Seltzer in the Pauper format.
Yeah.
Destroy all birds.
Yeah.
Destroy
Yes.
all birds.
I like this. Ooh, this is top tier thinking. R&D right at home.
Gavin Verhey, we know you're listening.
Take notes. Oh my god. My number 2 is obviously Urzur's Tower. Not the other 2 lands, they're fine. Just the one that makes 3 mana is outrageous. Like, how dare you go land plus land plus land equals 7? Like, that's crazy.
That's not how math works. You
Like,
can't pass first
come on,
grade.
we just talked about this. 2 plus 1 is 3. That's crazy. We don't need 1 plus 1 equals 7 or whatever the math is for Tron.
Yeah, I mean, the math is pretty simple. I don't know if you heard this guy, Euler, whatever you want to call him. Like, this was settled, like, centuries ago. And then these frickin' Tron guys just show up and they're like, oh, non-linear.
Just take all the numbers over and it's crazy.
It's freaking ridiculous,
That's
man.
one for the academics.
The science is settled, you know.
Just
And these people come out and they're trying to unflatten the curve. It's disgusting.
This unflatten the curve is crazy. And the last one is obviously the most contender. It sees the most play in the leagues. We're back to 4-0 dropping, so we don't see this card as often. But it needs to get out of here for same bird flu reasons. Judge's Familiar is just a house of a card. It's everywhere in the underlying decks. It's everywhere because you just don't see it. 4-0 drops everywhere. 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. I mean, come on.
I know.
Like, the stats are crazy.
I know.
Like, why have it flying? It was fine the way it was, just a 1 mana, 1/1, and then you give it a mana tithe ability.
It's
or a
great.
force spike ability.
We banned days for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. This card is it's strictly better than Flying Men. You know, for you know the Zoomers out there, that was a classic 1 mana 1/1 with flying.
Out there.
And Judge's Familiar, the fact that it exists seems to imply that a flying man is about roughly as powerful in
As a
a
bird.
fight as a bird. And as a man, I take great offense to that.
Absolutely.
It's disgusting. It's another level of the attack on the male gender that we
Absolutely.
see, you know, in this day and age. To
This
imply,
woke magic happening
like,
right now.
You know, the most important thing I have going for me is my ability to beat up animals of various sizes. And the fact that Wizards is implying I couldn't take, like, what, an owl or something? Like, I can arm wrestle an owl, right? Like, look at this.
Especially one that sacrifices itself.
Yeah, it wants to die.
Like, come on, it's a
You know?
suicidal bird and I can't beat
And
it?
let's be real, in the hypothetical scenario where a man could fly, which is ungodly, but whatever, we're not even going to
I'd
talk
beat
about
that
that.
bird. I could
I think
fly.
that man would be like an elevated member of society. Like, that guy would be like running stuff, you know? And to say that he's a bird, I don't want to be familiar with you, dude. Come on.
Yeah, you're not my friend. Go away.
Yeah, you're
Get
not
outta
my
here.
buddy, guy.
I'm not
Like,
familiar
come
with
on.
judges. I've never been incarcerated. I'm James Hippo Hieronymus, and you'll never catch me.
I'm running. You'll never catch me. That's crazy.
I'm James Hippo Hieronymus, and if the glove did not fit, you shouldn't have acquitted.
Well,
That was my list.
speaking of mana tithe and days effects and all of that, I think we had some unbans that we wanted to talk about as well.
Yeah, so phase 2 unbans, again, basically we think that the Pauper format panel doesn't really know what they're doing, and the average listener would probably agree that we would be better stewards of the format.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So these are some cards that we think would not just, you know, shake up, you know, none of this trial unban nonsense. We think that these would, you know, contribute positive gameplay experiences that have been seriously lacking in the format, and it's just not been the same ever since they've been gone.
Just let it rip. Unban all of these right now, Gavin.
Absolutely.
It would make the format so much better.
All right,
First
Hippo,
on
what
the
you got
list,
for me?
I got days. You know, I think we can all agree the triple blue ban was the biggest mistake that, you know, Wizards has ever made with this format. We're really lacking like fair, free interaction. Like, I feel like I think we can all agree that we all miss like holding up 1 mana at all times against a blue player,
Right.
just a player on their days. Or on Magic Online, when you're on the play and you just go island go, and then you need to remember to click to float a mana to then cast your days, and then when your opponent dazes you back, you have the mana to pay for the days if they do. Or if you fuck up and you don't sorry, swearing. If you don't mess up and you don't accidentally tap your island to float the mana, and then you daze something, and you're like, oh, I forgot to float a mana to pay for their days, and they daze you back, like, you know,
That's
I
just
think we
quality
really missed
Magic.
that. That's just I feel like should be fair.
Kids
normal
these days are too soft.
They're too soft.
That's a foundational experience that every Magic player should have to go through.
this is a
the-
man's
the
card.
fiddly clicking on Mono.
Yeah.
It's the holding up the extra one is like, the best card and most fun to play against card in Commander is Rhystic Study, and it's kind of the same thing. Having that extra mana to pay just makes
we talk
the
about
game way more interesting. And Days it kind of falls into that same channel if you think about it.
We talk about one man a lot. You know what that's preventing these white players from doing? Playing Thraben Inspector.
It's true.
I rest my
It's
case.
honestly one of the best answers to a turn 1 Thraben Inspector in the format if it were unbanned.
Next up on my list, I have Name Sticker Goblin or Mind Goblin.
Mind Goblin what?
Go on.
Mind Goblin, my fat, sweaty, stinky cardboard, Mr. Schindler.
You got it, boss.
We're roommates for a reason. I just think the stickers were incredibly intuitive, and people just need to grow up and bring their sticker sheets to tournaments. It wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
And figuring out the rules of how they work, and it's just like
Just ask
what are you
questions
doing?
if you don't know.
Just
Like,
play.
it's-
I mean,
come on
we
now.
already have Seething Song. It's like the same thing.
Yeah. I think I definitely agree. The stickers encouraged a very unique outlet of creative expression you just don't really get in the format otherwise. And let's all remember, Magic is fundamentally a collector's game about a dearth of supply of the resources used to play it. And the fact that the sticker sheets were kind of expendable resources just meant that the supply was ever dwindling and make them harder and harder to acquire, which is a fundamentally good thing, right? Like, I don't want to play with people that can't afford pieces of cardboard because they have other expenses in life.
This is a civilized Wizard Square game.
Exactly, right.
With Spider-Man
Exactly.
and Leonardo.
And guacamole and mushroom pizzas. This is very true. And so, the perishable nature of the sticker sheets, I think, is a real untapped market that Wizards should bring back and explore further.
Absolutely. And the difference between it on Moto compared to in person, I think, provide a really unique deck building experience for players. Having a deck that functioned fundamentally different than your paper deck list, I think, is a really unique and fun and intuitive experience.
Absolutely.
I don't want to play the same deck I play in paper online. That's boring.
Right.
I want to roll a dice to figure out how much mana my Mind Goblin makes instead of going in person and fiddling with my sticker sheet and put it on there, which is a fun experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about what the most popular set of the last, 20 years is. Easily Spider-Man, not even close, and I think a pretty foundational...
Closely followed by Turtles.
Exactly. And if you think about it, I think a pretty foundational key to its popularity has been the difference in the paper and the online cards where, you have Superior Spider-Man and I don't remember.
We don't even... They're fake.
The other guy.
They're not real. The online
The other
ones-
guy.
Yeah.
Nondescript Arachnoid Man.
Yeah.
Of,
Nondescript.
of superiority,
Name something.
And lastly, I think we can have a joint discussion about my last one, so I'm going to save it for when Thomas goes.
Okay. Am I going or?
Thomas is a fan of joint discussions.
Yes.
Joint discussion.
Well, I guess.
Okay. I will go with my first one is Invigorate because free spells again just are the best thing. Also, Invigorate gives them 4 life and gives your creature 4 power. It cancels each other out. Like, why is it on the ban list? No one's ever killed anybody with a free spell.
Exactly.
That's crazy to me that this card is even remotely banned.
And honestly, players should be considered bad if they don't know how to play around free interaction.
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it,
Just read your opponent's mind.
One of the critical complaints that a lot of people have had about Magic over the years has been the mana system. It's honestly one of the most criticized aspects of the game, and one of the fundamental changes a lot of other TCGs make is to change that. And so circumventing it with free spells is something that Magic should lean into more. To kind of, keep up with the rest of the evolving TCG landscape. as it continues to develop. More free spells, just allow for the kind of dynamic and exciting gameplay you can only get really playing something like One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, why should my land drop hinder what I should do on a turn?
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's crazy that resources should matter in my mind. My second one is Galvanic Relay, because, again, it just puts everything on the table. Like, it's no harm to anybody. Everything is up front, so you can obviously play around what is coming up. You should have the answers in your hand once it happens, and if you don't,
are you talking like Ataxian Probe?
No, Galvanic Relay.
Oh, Galvanic Relay, yes.
Yeah, the red, flip your deck for Storm.
Yeah,
it's all right there, and if it's all right there, you should be able to do something about it. I don't understand these people that never have the answer or don't have an interaction. That's crazy. It's right there on the table. Come on. Like, do something.
I can't think of anything more fair than having that knowledge.
Yeah, I mean,
of everything you can do.
It's basically an open book, and like the fact that you don't have the answer, that's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, I mean, you think about how many people, we like to praise Pauper as an accessible format, but you think about the number of people out there that like to, bling out their decks, put a lot of effort into getting foils and rare printings.
Yeah, show it off.
Totally. I can't think of, something that would like, piss those kinds of people off more than like, oh man, the game ended on turn 3. I barely got to play any of my cards or show off my cool foils. I think that,
but I showed off half my deck with this card.
Being able to flip over the top 27 cards of my deck and be like, you see that?
Baffle in its glory.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a Summer Edition Mountain. You like that?
When I play against somebody with a foiled out deck, I feel emasculated. You play against somebody like Carson Bispels and his foiled out decks. You're really just like, man.
What you're like?
I just lose the shorts immediately.
Go on, Cook King.
I rest my case.
Yeah. And of course, this not even, getting into the fact that Storm players are collectively some of the most well-liked people in the game.
Yes.
And the fact that they have not had much of an outlet in the format as a result of some of these bannings is just, I mean, it's like the white rhino, going extinct. We have to preserve the species as much as we can.
I mean, this kind of coincides with, I think, the next card, but I think our friend Carson was telling us about a story at Toppy of an RCQ. He's playing Ruby Storm against the most well-adjusted adult I think I've ever met in my entire life.
Wow.
I haven't seen him around that much. It's really a shame because I really enjoyed talking with him in his company. But they were shuffling up, and Carson beat him game 1. And between games, he looks at Carson and he says, I think Storm players are some of the kindest, most well-beloved players that have ever graced this game, like graced us with their presence.
Which is true.
It's very true. And it was a very sweet interaction. And, something that I feel like a lot of Magic players don't do enough is really, like, celebrate their opponents. Like that guy did. He didn't say anything derogatory or mean. Ever.
Yeah. The real... It's important that we foster a welcoming and inclusive community in the spirit of competition like that.
I wasn't there for that story. I've just... Also, if we unban Galvanic Relay, it makes rituals better again, so people can show off their rituals.
Dark Ritual's unplayable nowadays.
It's tragic.
Yeah, it would just give hope to those rituals.
Yeah.
My third is the spiciest one to me. I want to unban Cloud Post because Urza's Tower is gone. And
it's an important part of balance.
Yeah, we can't have both, and obviously Cloud Post is worse. It's only 4 cards in your deck versus whatever the math on Tron is.
Yeah, uncountable.
So like you can't find it. There's no way to get lands at instant speed anyway.
Nope.
There's just you're gonna have to naturally draw the 4, and by that time you're probably dead.
Yeah. Plus, if you're banning Urza's Tower anyway, like adding in Post doesn't really, it kind of keeps the landscape neutral. Like, oh, I have a Cloud Post and an Urza's Mine in play. Like that just doesn't really do the same thing as, the other synergy that is.
Yeah, you can't map for anything. Your colorless cards don't do anything. I think it would be just fine for everybody to just enjoy some Cloud Post.
Yeah.
We couldn't have Tron Post in the format.
No, that's
that
a
would
little
be too powerful.
It's a little egregious.
But Cloud Post has never broken the format ever.
No,
yeah. I mean, it's not like there's big Eldrazi you're casting with it or anything like that.
Never.
not happening.
No, they just need to restudy the ban list from these past people and just reevaluate what is going on.
Yeah.
Because obviously we know what we're talking about because we have the format wrapped around our finger.
We're three white guys with microphones, and we know what we're talking about.
Precisely.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Schindler, what you got?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I think this is the most important one I have on my list. I've got Arakocra Sneak, Underdark Explorer, Vicious Battle Rager, just the initiative creatures in general. We like to joke on this podcast that our favorite format is Pauper and sometimes Cube. That's a lie, actually. It has always been and probably will always be for me my original love, which is Commander.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that.
Commander's our and I know format. That some of others on this bit maybe a little bit more closeted about this fact, but we'll get you around.
No, I'm coming out.
Yeah, me as well.
Wow, this is a
Commander is
groundbreaking.
I, James Hippo Hieronymus, love the Commander format. I love everything it's done to this game.
Right. Its influence on the current design of cards is both undeniable and indescribably positive.
Yes.
It's created a lot of really engaging, fun, and just overall enjoyable card designs that Magic would be way worse off if they did not exist.
The fact all my cards say each opponent compared to target player or anything like that doesn't hinder card design whatsoever.
No, targeting players is a crime and should be treated as such.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so Commander, it's always been my true passion and probably will be forever. It just has the most dynamic and exciting gameplay out of any format. Twice the number of players, it's more than twice the number of fun. It really does break the arithmetic scale in that way. The initiative itself is probably one of the most Commander-ish mechanics ever designed. It was introduced in a Commander product. And basically every game where it's introduced suddenly becomes about 10 times more fun. It's, you introduce outside game pieces, actually multiple game pieces, because usually if you want to do it right, you give each person an initiative tracker to track the dungeon, and then the third piece of token to track who has the initiative. That's, the more pieces of cardboard are on the table, the more fun I'm having generally.
I agree.
And the easier it is to keep it up.
Of course. Yeah. The fact that there are other dungeons that the initiative also technically works with, if you've entered one of those and then get the initiative, you actually continue to progress through those dungeons, is highly intuitive and just adds a very cool level of dynamic flexibility to the mechanic. And, I think that it's also, obviously at its home in Commander, but Pauper as a format is very uniquely positioned to maximize the fun the initiative provides because of all the fast mana that's available. You've got Lotus Petal, Simian Spirit Guide, Dark Ritual. Some of these cards don't really see a whole lot of play these days. And if there were more opportunities for them to see play via powering out, say, a turn 1 Vicious Battle Rager, I think that the format would be better off for it. I'll save it for another episode, but we can also talk about downshifting some of the other pretty fun initiative creatures that aren't quite Pauper legal yet.
Absolutely.
Looking at you, White Plume Adventurer.
Yeah, I mean, as
sure.
the legacy player on this podcast, playing Death and Tax is the best deck ever in the legacy format, and always has been. When the deck was playing White Plume Adventure, Legacy was at its healthiest.
Right.
It was just the gameplay was so intuitive, I think just in general too, sitting down for a game and consenting to have to deal with outside game pieces that I have to track or that I have to keep track of, and if I get punished because I don't play initiative cards for forgetting my initiative trigger when I have the initiative, I think that's fair and balanced. And I as a player should always be responsible for my knowing what all my opponent's cards do.
Exactly.
And when we had White Plume Adventure, it did just that.
Yeah, it's also just a very streamlined card. I mean, I can't think of very many other cards that cost 3 mana and will single-handedly kill your opponent in 3 turns. And I think that's a pretty good thing that leads to a lot of engaging gameplay because it's oh man, all the game's about this one card and this mechanic I can't interact with other than through highly specific means, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Playing a card that fundamentally changes the tone and pace of a game to a completely different axis than what was established already during said game is a great thing.
Exactly. It's like a good riff from King Gizzard.
The best band ever. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. My favorite band ever.
Is that actually? Do they do that?
No,
I don't know.
I don't know what you're. I don't know where you were going with
axes.
that. I mean, they like key changes and stuff.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. Key change.
It's a key change.
It's like a gameplay key change.
Yes.
Like Tool.
Like Tool.
Number 2 is a card that's near and dear to my heart and is tied pretty closely to the history of the format. Hymn to Torok. They say the 3 best words in Magic are draw a card. Well, do you know what the 6 best letters in Magic are? RANDOM. Random is, quite frankly, an underexplored design space that I think, given when they've touched on it previously, has indicated it there's a lot of untapped potential here. I'm going to name some cards. Chaos Orb, Comet Stellar Pup, Tybalt's Trickery. What do they all have in common? An element of randomness and a theme of exciting, dynamic, and engaging gameplay that when one of them is put onto the stack, both players go, wow, I'm about to have a lot of fun.
I mean, I think we can all agree that variance, like high variance, is the biggest draw to this game.
Exactly. Yeah,
that
totally.
really brought us all in.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, if you're not high rolling in this game, you're losing.
Yeah,
I don't want to win based off how good I am at a game. I want to win at random.
Yeah, I want to win based off what the dice tells me.
Absolutely.
Like, what's better than casting a card, putting it on the stack, and then rolling a dice to see what happens?
Totally.
It's like a game within a game. That's awesome. We're all here for games.
It's so cool. All my favorite games involve rolling as many dice as physically possible because the kinetic action of the die roll is just... It's hard to describe. It's like this painting I have above my couch. It's just all kinds of colors and shapes just strewn about, haphazardly. Increasing the thermal entropy of the world is basically the most fun that one can have.
I got
It's
something
pure
I can paint
dopamine.
with on your couch.
Oh, what is that?
So I think we're going to talk about downshifts next.
I've got one more.
You've got one more, yeah.
Enough of your list.
Touched earlier on stickers and how their ban was not one of the brightest moments of the of this format's history. Along those same lines, attractions. I think that the format has been horribly lacking ever since I have been unable to cast the little one in a black 1/1 that enters you open an attraction. That's basically like drawing a card, except I'm required to present a separate deck to start the game with, which is super duper fun. Everybody knows, this little thing, you might have heard of it, cardboard rectangle theory, where the more cards that are on the battlefield, the more fun that you're having. And attractions they take that to the next level. It's unreal how many more things and stuff are taking up space on your playmat. And the less I have to look at my playmat, the more I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, circling back to the stickers too, when you talk about writing up your deck registration and stuff, it's so easy, intuitive to write your sticker sheets and your attraction cards that you select for your deck on your deck list. Grow up, get over it. It's not hard.
No, the complaints about the mechanic were overstated. It was attacked from the woke media.
I heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, it's been a real shame, and the format has been severely lacking ever since they've been taken away from us.
Clearly very out of touch with the player base for banning.
Exactly. Yeah,
sort of
stuff. One of the most fun parts about the average game of Magic is shuffling, and the fact that the attraction deck is a completely separate deck that I get to shuffle and present to cut is just it's more of some of the best parts of the game.
You immediately know you're having more fun than your opponent.
Exactly.
By adding more things.
Exactly. Yeah, more is gooder.
I want my deck box to bust at the seams based off what all I have in it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Totally. So yeah, so these are all some cards that we think would really, I
had one more.
Oh, right. Let's circle back to this. What do we got here, Hippo?
So I think I'm going to save this for the downshift discussion. It is a banned card, but I'll get to that later. I changed my mind on my third one. I really think I want to harken on the triple blue ban that happened.
Yeah.
I think the format was at its fairest when every deck played 4 Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah.
When you play a Gitaxian Probe and your opponent plays a Gitaxian Probe, you both start at 18 life, and you get to see every card that your opponent has in their hand. Like, I don't think there's a more fair way to play Magic.
Yeah.
Besides that, and really all it does is just cycle. And like, as we all know, Lightning Bolt has been like probably the most unplayable card in the format for
it's
so
pretty
long.
sad.
It's so disappointing. And so, everyone playing Gitaxian Probes and like fundamentally starting at like 18 or 16 life, like that's 6 bolts compared to 7 bolts, 6, 7, right? And so, and so I think, that really unlocks a lot of opportunity for these burn decks to really kind of break out, because we haven't seen a burn deck dominate the format in such a long time.
I know. It's been, pretty tough for
there's a dog here.
Red mages out there. Fire Blast stocks have never been lower.
Whose little dog is this?
Yeah, no.
Anybody looking for a lost husky?
Oh, it says your name is Biscuit.
Biscuit the
dog.
Bark for the people, Biscuit.
That's a kind of quiet dog.
Yeah. You licking the mic, dog, as you do, dog. As dogs
What's up,
do.
dog?
What's up, dog? All right. I think that's all of our bans. I mean, obviously. I mean, we don't need to dig deeper into that.
No discussion needed. And I'll just say, Gitaxian Probe, again, I totally agree with that. Having perfect information is something that should be had by all players at all times. Telepathy, one of the most busted cards in the history of the game, for that exact reason.
Mystery and playing around unknown cards is not fun.
Right. No,
I want to know my opponent has a counterspell.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of times I've been playing Magic and thought, gosh, I wish I was just playing checkers right now, because, not knowing what's in my opponent's hand, it drives me nuts. It's so frustrating.
Because how am I supposed to be able to tell my opponent has a counterspell when they leave up 2 blue mana for like 2 or 3 turns in a row?
Yeah.
How?
Exactly.
That's impossible.
We go back to the relay thing. It's right there.
It's right there.
Everything
it's
right
face
there.
up. It's in everybody's face. Again, why Commander is such a great format. You can ask somebody and just be like, hey, do you have a counterspell? What are they going to do? Say no when they have it in their hand anyway? That's called cheating, people.
Yeah, you can't lie in a game of Commander.
Exactly. And thankfully,
Commander
no one being
would
such
ever
a
do that.
community-driven format, unlike pretty much every other format in existence, it's got the spirit of the people behind it. And so when you encounter those individuals that are so inclined to, lie about having a mana drain in their hand or whatever, the community can rightfully band together and, ostracize them and of course, metaphorically, tar and feather them for the scumbags that they are.
Absolutely. And, I can't imagine anyone ever playing, an Underworld Breach in that format and saying they can't win with it.
Exactly.
And everyone just letting it resolve.
Right.
Thinking that's a smart thing to do.
Exactly. If somebody is casting Underworld Breach and says, hey, I just want some value off this, and then they go, I don't know, oh man, I didn't notice I could win the game. That's, again, just cheating, and a picture of their face should be distributed on every image board on the internet and say, hey, this guy's a big phony cheater. Don't play with him on Spell Table. And of course, I might have been an assumption on my part. Of course it's a him. It's Magic. Grow up, people. This is a man's game.
Oh my God. All right, that might be...
We might cut that one.
Yikes.
Don't worry.
I don't know how much
I'll cut it,
defamation or slander y'all are willing to,
All right.
We'll know in about an hour.
All right.
Which brings us to our final topic du jour. That's of the day for the Spaniards out there.
Word of the day?
downshifts, you know, cards that have existed in Magic for maybe some time now, but that have, you know, only existed at an uncommon or higher rarity. And, you know, if you aren't aware, Pauper is commons only. So these are cards that aren't legal in the format currently, but are existing Magic cards that we think would add a lot to the format.
Okay.
My man Hippo, what you got for me?
Well, first and foremost, we were talking about free interaction. And, you know, we talk about the most widely played card in the format, foil, right? You know, that's unfair that should be the best piece of free interaction that we have in the format.
Sure. It kind of sucks.
That card's bad. It's
yeah.
3 cards need to get rid of. And one of them needs to be an island. You know, that's ridiculous. Just give us Force of Will.
Exactly.
You know, get rid of the island, 2 blue cards. You know, we get days back, you know, and we downshift Force of Will. It's already an uncommon. It's just 1 rarity lower. Like, what's the difference, really, when you really squint your eyes and think about it?
Yeah, I know.
You know, and if we already get rid of, like, Tolarian Terror, you know, like, there's no other blue threats in the format that could possibly, like, break the format or keep a deck like that really alive, you know? So we need to make sure we reinvigorate these blue decks to still make sure they're playable.
Totally.
So that's why I propose Force of Will as my first card.
No, I agree. Like I said, you know, free cards are the backbone of any, you know, good game of Magic, and getting as many of them into the format as possible is a glorious and righteous purpose.
Absolutely. Circling back on not quite legacy power level like cards like Force of Will, we gotta look at Swords to Plowshares. You know, white sucks. It's the worst color in the game. It always has been, and I've always hated it. I, James Hippo Hieronymus, hate white cards.
Yeah, I think that you and everybody else in the entire world would be able to admit that the color is being entirely propped up by Thraben Inspector alone. It sucks. It's, you know, it's like, you know, Modern with Nadu, like that you played a bunch of nonsense only because Nadu was busted. It's like you got all these white decks running around that are only good because, you know, the basic planes let you cast a turn 1 Thraben Inspector. Once that's gone, which it definitely should be, then the color is going to be severely lacking.
Absolutely. And we look at Swords to Plowshares, you know, it's not quite the best removal spell in the game. Not by a long shot. You know, you look at cards like, I don't know, say like Go for the Throat or like Murder, you know. Yeah. Murder's already kind of dominating our format. That could have been on our ban list. This or if you guys can think of a better kill spell than that. But because it's hard to top that one. But
yeah, I mean, the life gain is just such a drawback. Like I said, you know, that when you get those, you know, very critical and common tiebreaker scenarios where highest life total wins, Swords to Plowshares giving your opponent life is a huge liability.
That's terrible. You know, the well-known best rule, honestly, ever in Magic the Gathering, where highest life total wins. You know, I feel like that's a phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a very, you know, common mainstay way of resolving a game of Magic.
Absolutely. So Swords to Plowshares doing that really kind of inhibits it. And, you know, I'm not sure how many people would play it, to be quite honest. I don't know why it's on my list, you know. I'm just a freaking idiot! Yeah. God!
Hippo, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we know, you know, you, James Hippo Hieronymus, don't even, you know, this is no personal bias or anything. You're very medium on the card Swords to Plowshares.
I've never seen you cast it either.
I've never cast a white card.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're kind of just like shooting from the hip here.
I don't know if you can tell. Guys.
Yeah?
I don't know how to play this game. I've never played this game ever.
You seem a little flustered.
I'm very flustered. Which goes with a discussion I'd like to have with you, Thomas Gunn.
Okay. Oh, okay. Does it have to do with our unbans? Or our downshifts, rather?
It does have to do with our downshifts. And also with one of the cards I wanted to ban. But,
should I say mine and we can circle back to yours?
Or my last one is one that goes with yours.
I think it only goes with one of mine. I could just say my first so we could come back to you.
I'm having a stroke.
You just want to go now?
Well, no, I only have one more that I want to discuss. You know, make Storm great again. I think we should also downshift Flusterstorm.
That's that was not on my list, so
Yeah.
I'm
glad you took it. It wasn't on my list either.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my original unbans, I also had Grape Shot. Whoa.
The dog's going crazy.
The dog
Scared
is
of
going
himself.
insane. Oh my god, the dog is.
The dog's got the zoomies.
Whoa.
What's that? Little Susie's falling down in the well? We're coming, Biscuit.
But this kind of coincides with an unban I want as well. Grape Shot. We talk about Dark Rituals unplayable. There wasn't like any sort of like breakout like Ruby Storm deck that came out of the last Paupergeddon that like people are really playing a ton of online. Who would ever do that? Desperate Ritual sucks. But I think if we bring back Flusterstorm, we can kind of have this breakthrough Storm deck. This would also just like make red more playable again. Circle back to like the Lightning Bolt discussion of how terrible that card is.
Right.
All these red cards just in general. Like it really propped up by Voldaren Epicure, much like how white is propped up by like Thraben Inspector.
Yeah,
Give it a bigger sort of identity in the format. Give it Grape Shot. Thus, giving these blue decks that will suck after we ban Valerian Terror. The counter spell that says Storm on it to be the burn spell that says Storm on it would be fundamentally incredible for this
Just
format.
balances the whole format.
It just balances the
Yeah,
entire
totally.
format. When I think of fair, I think of Storm.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the Storm scale, for those that don't know, is a framing device that Mark Rosewater, Marrow for short, uses to...
That's short for calculator. Got the calc.
that Mark Rosewater uses to, talk about, because he's a game designer for Magic, talk about how likely a mechanic is to return after its initial appearance in a set. And it's called the Storm Scale after the Storm mechanic is kind of historically been one of the most beloved mechanics of all time. Like it is a 10 on the Storm Scale because they are looking for every possible opportunity to bring it back. Basically,
no, dog, don't hit the spacebar. Don't hit the dog. Don't hit the laptop. Dog, don't hit pause.
Oh,
are we good?
We're good.
thank
All
goodness,
right.
The little
dog.
bar is still moving.
All
Is
right,
that good?
sick. I believe it.
Good job, little dog.
Thank you, dog.
Good job, Biscuit.
Who's a good boy? But yeah, the Storm is a 10 on the Storm Scale because Wizards looks for basically any opportunity they can to bring it back in any product set they make. Like it was actually going to be in the super popular Turtles Team Up Pizza Bundle before it was cut for balance reasons because it was just too powerful with the new mozzarella mechanic.
Yeah. I honestly love that they made like very Pauper playable cards in this sort of like board game experience that's kind of inaccessible and you can't get from any other like place, and you only get 3 of each copy. That's fantastic. I
Something
think
you can
is-
flaunt over your friends like, ha ha ha.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just bought the pizza bundle. I own Neutron monitors now. I only own 3. I still need 1 more.
I love asking my Grixis Affinity opponents, hey, are you playing the full playset or are you playing the pizza bundle playset?
Because then you can know who's broke.
Yeah. Again,
You know?
coming back to this aspect of I don't want to play with all the brokies, and if I have to, I want to kick their butts,
Absolutely.
That's what Pauper is all about.
As we know, like blinged out decks equates to your skill.
Exactly.
If you don't have a blinged out deck and you don't have 4 Utron monitors, you're already in the recession.
Like, go play Yu-Gi-Oh! At that point.
Yeah. My only real complaint about how they've handled the Utrom monitor situation is that they didn't have, I don't know, like 1 in 25 bundles contain a foil Utrom monitor that could have been worth like $500 or something like that. I think that would have been really cool.
I think any reasonable, like actually good Magic player would bling out for
exactly.
that,
No, totally.
So that was kind of a blunder from Wizards' part. But
yeah, I think the Utrom monitor situation could have been handled a lot better for that reason. But, it is what it is.
Circling back, I think we just need more Storm. And honestly, unban Chatterstorm while we're at it too. That was a very fair kind of time to be playing
like squirrels.
Magic. Yeah, they're just squirrels. What are you going to do? You're going to bite you, give you rabies?
Bro, like
they have a
trickeries
vaccine
in the
for that
format.
now. You just
Yeah.
need to go
Used
get a
to
shot within like a few hours of getting bit, or otherwise you're dead. But
Oh, like actual squirrels? We're not talking about the game?
no, you just like it's like Minskaboo. How he unleashes the hammer or like the hamster. I always have a squirrel in my bag.
Yeah. No,
With
when you
rabies.
represent tokens with actual real live animals,
Because then your opponents can beat them up when they cast End the Festivities. Like you enjoy doing. That's why you bring your meat mallet
Yeah.
to every
yeah.
tournament. So when I unleash my horde of 20 squirrels, you just get to play whack-a-mole with them.
Whack a chatter.
Yeah, one of my fondest memories learning to play Pauper was back when Chatterstorm was legal, and I cast a an electrickery, and I literally got to pick up and physically punt a squirrel through the door of the LGS.
You like bundled up a whole bunch of them by their tails and swung them around above your head and like splat them on the pavement.
Like an Australian man handling a venomous snake. It was truly a
sight to
life-changing
see.
experience.
I mean, stuff like that is really fundamental to learning just Magic in general.
Right, yeah. When people talk about Magic fundamentals, that's actually what they're talking about, is your ability to
bagging up
swing
animals.
around your head.
Yeah, it's really wholesome stuff. I remember when I first started playing Magic.
What is Magic
stuff like
if
that.
not condensing animals into your palm?
Absolutely.
Like a Coke can.
The straightest face. But speaking of Storm, I am on the same wavelength as my co-host. I want to downshift Tendrils of Agony.
Absolutely.
Because it costs 4 mana, and 4 mana has never hurt anybody. We were talking about 3 mana earlier. What's 1 more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to make rituals good again. Like my co-host unbanned Flusterstorm. Why can't my card be unbanned? It balances each other out. It's the grape shop argument all over again.
It's like Blue Blast versus Red Blast. Flusterstorm versus Tendrils.
Totally, yeah. And I mean, of course, rituals are just some of the coolest cards ever made, and getting more of them, reasons to play more of them in the format is always going to be awesome.
I love paying 1 mana for 3 mana. I like when my lands equate to 3 mana.
Totally.
That's a great gameplay mechanic.
Absolutely. And of course, we'd be remiss not to mention the best part of the card Tendrils of Agony is when you cast it and you get to count the storm count and go, 12 drills you?
That is pretty fantastic.
That's pretty fun, right?
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Like, that's a pun that they're probably never going to top in this game.
The task of tallying your storm count on a life pad and a judge telling you can't do it with die.
Right.
It's just really... It's
Well,
great.
it makes you grow as a player.
You pick up your hand, you put down your ritual, you put down your hand, you write 1 on the tally, you pick back up your hand, you play another ritual, you write your mana floating, you put another tally, you pick your hand back up. You just keep going like that.
Well, you can leave it face up because someone's probed you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you don't have to keep putting it back down.
We're working on some cross synergies here,
Exactly. When you relay, everything's still face up. So you
it's
still
all
get
face up at this point.
Yeah, and when I sit across from a storm opponent and I watch them go off, instead of conceding like some fool would do when you're dead, I just like to watch them do it and be like, wow. That's really, really great.
You have really nice handwriting, sir.
Absolutely. I like to let them play the whole thing out. Because it would be rude of me to make them have to do the entire... or to not let them do the entire combo. They put all those cards in their deck for a reason. I want to let them do it, even though I know I'm dead.
Also, it's all foil. Why not let them do it?
Yeah,
exactly.
And of course, one of the more important, unspoken rules of, again, the best format commander is that you should only concede at sorcery speed. It's just rude otherwise.
Yeah, if you do it on your opponent's turn, you're
being a real stick in the mud.
You're a terror player. Like, come on now.
I would rather waste my time sitting down across from a stranger storming off than waste my time standing up talking to my friends in between rounds and asking them how they did.
Oh my
and
God. That's
getting a
like the
drink of
worst
water
part of the average Magic
No, the
event.
fact that they can come over to my table and watch it with me. Oh my gosh.
Oh
the
my God,
dopamine that we're all enjoying it together.
Absolutely.
Biscuit looks a little forlorn.
I don't think Biscuit knows where he's at.
Biscuit had a biscuit.
Speaking of biscuits, I want to crack some biscuits with my next pick. We've talked about it. Mono Red has never been the top deck, never needed bans. It's kind of just lackluster all around. I think Skullcrack would let it finally breach from tier 2, maybe to tier 1.5. Maybe never tier 1, but
No, pretty unlikely. But
I've never had in a game of Magic where gaining life on a single turn mattered. Like, you can do it on their turn if you're doing it on your turn. Why does the 1 turn matter? Come on now. It's just 3 damage. It's a 2-mana bolt. That's crazy. Let it in the format.
No, honestly, I'm ashamed that Weather the Storm wasn't on any of our ban lists.
Yeah, it's such an obnoxious.
Talk about unfair. Skullcrack would really solve that issue, and we wouldn't have to ban Weather the Storm.
Yeah.
It would keep those silly Tron players from staying in the game anyway. So Maybe they can keep their tower at that point, but maybe not.
Yeah.
No, and it would actually encourage more play of the best life gain card as far as health of the format is concerned, Campfire. Again, from another commander set. It's a very well balanced, well designed card. It lets you gain a little bit of life each turn. Skullcrack wouldn't devastate it or anything like that, so you'd have an interesting dynamic each game. The whole shuffling, whatever, that's never come up. But I think the more Campfires are registered in this format, the better.
You know what it does? It beats Limbus.
Oh, we're gonna get to Limbus.
We're gonna get to Limbus.
We're gonna get
Got some words for Limbus.
I also, on the same on the same red path, I have switched my number 3 for a new card that's come in the ranks. Boros Charm, I think, would be an excellent include in the format. It's 2 colors, so it's hard to cast.
Impossible, really.
Yeah, and just impossible. We have no dual lands in this format at all. You need a plains and a mountain to cast this card.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's highly unlikely.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god! Like then you're playing Vidal, the vampire with Thraben Inspector. You might as well just not play the game at that point.
Totally. Yeah, we can actually probably try and pull some strings. I think that'd be an interesting conversation piece. If you have a card like Boros Charm and you want to kind of warp your deck building around it, what are the odds you actually have a mountain and a plains in play at all? Honestly, I think we can try and get one of the mathologists out there, Frank Karsten, Circovitz, whatever, come crunch the numbers with us and see how likely that is. Because I mean, my guess 0%.
I mean, we have Evolving Wilds in the format. We could at some point.
Yeah, but Evolving Wilds only gets one or the other.
That's true. It does hinder you. Yep.
But counterpoint though, if we play Boros Charm, we also need to play Thraben Inspector and Voldaren Epicure, like we were saying.
Right, obviously.
That deck would be tier 0 immediately, just from those 8 cards, not from Boros Charm, but from those other cards. So can we really incentivize people to even want to look at making a Boros deck?
Yeah, no, I think
be able to play these super hyper bannable cards.
I think that
it's a miracle they haven't put it together yet.
I know. It's just because everybody else is bad at Pauper.
Print Terminus at common.
Or Temporal Mastery, that's fine too.
Yeah, Miracle really one of the goats out there.
It makes people
they
draw
actually
in
called
a
it the
funny
Miracle
way.
Scale before they
Oh
made
my god,
Storm
imagine
cards.
Pauper with Sensei's Divining Top. That's
Funny-
a format I want to play.
Funny you should mention that.
Whoa. Oh, sorry.
No. We can segue right into that.
So, top of my downshift list, number 1,
Ooh.
Sensei's Divining Top. It's only an uncommon. I'm not asking for much here. It's
Like my Force of Will.
Exactly.
It's just one.
It's a pretty reasonable shift. It's not like, I'm asking for a rare or a mythic or anything like that. The way I see it is Cameron Scott Schindler, love playing Fog for one reason primarily, and that's because when I pay to enter a Magic event, the way I look at it is if it's a 5-round event, I'm paying for 250 minutes plus 25 extra turns worth of Magic. Anything less than that is a waste of my time and just not nearly the EV that I need it to be.
Yeah. You want the best bang for your buck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm all about banging for my bucks. And so when a match of Magic lasts for anything less than 50 minutes and 5 extra turns, I'm pretty upset. It's kind of hard not to take it personally. And I think that one of the ways that we can incentivize these kind of longer, more drawn out and frankly tactical matches is by adding Sensei's Divining Top to the format. I know before it was banned in Legacy, it was one of the most beloved cards over there because of the amount of versatility and agency it gives to a player during a game of Magic. There's quite nothing that replicates the experience of spinning your top, having your opponent pass their end step without casting any more spells or activating any abilities, and then spinning your top again.
Yeah, because you forget.
Right,
As any normal player
right. And obviously the order of the cards is going to change whether you're in your opponent's upkeep, their draw step, a main phase, combat, or the end step. It's a really good way. They say spending mana is a way to, get ahead in a game of Magic. And I can't think of a better way to spend mana than converting a single mana into looking at 3 cards.
And you're not just increasing time spent playing the game and staring at your opponent. You're also increasing how many game actions you're taking.
Exactly.
You know, more bang for your buck. You talk about time, you talk about turns, you talk about game actions. You want to maximize all of those
Totally.
for the most fun play experience you can possibly have playing this game.
Yeah, my opponent staring at me, fumbling cards around with my poor manual dexterity abilities is a lot of fun in Magic. That's why, you know, historically on this podcast, I think you guys as well have been such big fans of High Tide as a deck, and why we were so crushed when it was banned. Probably, you know, we didn't have to put it on any of our unbanned lists because it's kind of an unspoken thing, you know.
Of
that would
course.
have, if it weren't so recently banned, then and we thought it had a realistic chance of getting unbanned, that would have been number one for all of us.
James Hippo Hieronymus have never crashed out about that card. I actually really enjoy playing against that.
Yeah, it's such a fun and engaging play pattern to have your opponent, you know, almost fall asleep watching you turn cards sideways and then back again, and then sideways and then back again, and then sideways and then back again, and then they say, what's going on? And then you say, I have 13 blue mana floating and I'm about to draw 17 cards. You know, and top is not quite that powerful, but it evokes the same level of complete lack of participation in the game for your opponent. Number 2, I've got another long-standing uncommon with a lot of rich history in the game, and that's Narcomoeba. No, this is the way that I see it. No game of Magic has ever been improved or made more fun from a player casting the card Cerulean Caretaker, or any wall for that matter. Like, what is 0 power? That's so lame. Who cares? The fact that Spy has to be brought down to the level of playing these cards in order to function as a deck is an insult to a card that has a pretty incredible pedigree in the game. Spy shouldn't have to play a whole bunch of lame-o creatures just to function. It should just be the one card combo that it deserves to be. You know, play Spy, mill yourself, return the Narcomoebas for free. Don't worry about floating mana to unearth the doofus. You know, don't worry about having to have, you know, a bunch of ugly looking walls, overgrown battlements, and Cerulean Caretakers in play. It should just be a clean, concise, streamlined combo with itself. Again, I know, Hippo, as our resident legacy expert, I know that you would probably agree. The Spy deck is very popular in Legacy right now, even dodging some you know, arguably needed bans just because of how beloved it is by, I mean, pretty much the entire community. They just had a BNR earlier last week where they just kind of went into how many people love this deck and how, you know, their hands are tied. Like, Wizards wants to ban something out of it, but just that play pattern is so much fun that, like, everybody would riot, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, the game would die.
Totally.
It's so simple.
It's
the
not
game would
possible.
disappear. You look at the Legacy format like that, you know. As we know, Wizards is historically terrible at knowing what to ban, what not to ban, you know.
That's why we're here.
That's exactly why we're here, you know, and you know, they've been looking at the Spy deck and choosing not to ban anything. I think that's the first correct decision that they've ever made as a company. And, you know, I mean, just like, I show up to any Legacy event, like, everyone's just raging about, oh my god, you seen the new Spy list? Oh, you really, you know, Jack-o'-lantern, you know, it's awesome. It's great.
Yeah.
I can't say I like Spy with a straight face. I'm going to be so honest. This is really hard for me. I don't know how to frame this.
It's okay. Here, if you say worse things by comparison, would that make it easier? Say it with me. The One Ring is super cool.
The One Ring is super cool.
How that make
Tameo is my favorite creature.
Tameo, I mean, that's true.
These are not hard things for him to say.
Balustrade Spy is fair and balanced. And you're an idiot if you lose to it ever.
Ant
you have
is
all
the best deck in Legacy.
Nah, that's definitely what I can't
No.
All right, and so I got one more last card. I'd like to propose downshift. I'll be honest, you know, I'm gonna level with you guys. We've talked about some pretty out there stuff, some pretty wild cards. Some pretty ludicrous ideas have been thrown around. And this might be the craziest out of them all. But if you'll hear me out,
Okay.
I think Pauper would be way better if Esperzoa were legal.
I mean,
Go on.
I just love playing artifacts and picking them up and playing them again and picking them up and playing them again and picking them up and playing them again and
it's like
picking
top,
them up.
you know, you like to pay 1 mana, spin your top, pay 1 mana, spin your top,
You know, like Galvanic Relay, unbelievably based unban idea. You know what's a Galvanic Relay at home is Esperzoa plus Experimental Synthesizer. You know, you just turn your deck over and oh man,
is face
look at
up.
all these cards I
It's
get.
right
They're
there.
face up. You get to see how cool they are and foily. And man, do you have any idea how much foil Experimental Synthesizers cost? You know how hard I had to work for these things, man. You know,
Are they actually expensive?
I have no idea.
Okay, I hope they are.
They're at least like
have a
$2
lot.
a piece, probably.
I'm rich!
It's you know, it's such a cool card. And listen, I get it. We're really pushing like Sensei's Top, easy downshift. Tendrils, no problem. You know, some of these cards we've talked about, it would be, you know, I'm surprised they haven't done it already. And I get that Esperzoa is pushing it. I sound like a crazy person every time I bring it up, which I do frequently. I've even asked Gavin Verhey directly about it and asked my very good, handsome, and smart friend Matthew Silly Centillis to talk to Gavin about it. They're pretty tight. And, you know, every time I can, I do my best to get this card brought into the format because of the... it's so cool, man. It's my favorite card of all time.
I honestly think
Esperzoa.
we'd see a cranial ramp situation with that,
How so?
to be honest. You know,
Just the
printed
snowball potential.
Yeah, they printed it common for the limited format, but then before it comes out, just pre-ban it immediately. I just really
Yeah.
see a world where that's
I could see
fair.
that. I would like to see them give it a little bit of breathing room, similar to how I think they should have let Cranial Ram exist in the format. I mean, it was just so wildly different from any other affinity payoff we'd ever seen before. I think
Yeah,
it would
it
have
was so
led to a
unique.
really cool, you know, design space that we could have tinkered around with. But you know, that's one for the history books.
Like all that glitters. That was a fair card.
Oh my gosh! Don't it? Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. I have such fond memories playing Gardens at the Chicago Pauper Cup, and our, you know, again, handsome, smart, and might I say, dashing friend Matthew Centillis playing all that glitters and just
He is quite dashing.
hitting Experimental Synthesizer into Glinthawk, into Pickup Synthesizer, into hitting Core Sky Fisher, into more Experimental Synthesizers, and just sitting there and going, wow, this is so cool. Thank you for doing this to me. I'm having so much fun right now. You're the best, buddy. Get it.
Thank you for the dinner and show. I'll be on my way.
It's like
Exactly.
it's like the storm discussion, you know. You like to watch your opponent take all the game actions while you take none.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the more of that we get into this format, the better it will be. Anything else that we wanna throw out there before we get to the start to wrap it up? Challenges, who cares?
People won, people lost. It's all
Yeah,
the same.
just
Man,
like,
get
I
over
don't know. Go follow Kerblinkseeg, like grow up. You don't whatever.
You know where to find the list. Come on now.
It's the same lists of yada yada. There's no innovation that happens.
And
in
we all know
challenges.
Cycle Storm won. Like
Yeah.
You know, it
we
always does.
We know all the Zubera Storm pilots went undefeated in the Swiss and then conceded before they got to top 8 so that they wouldn't, you know, be put in any of the Goldfish top 8 reports. Like, it's the same thing that happens every week.
Exactly. If you made it this far, or sorry, that's your thing.
No, that was really good.
That was pretty
Was
cool.
it
That was really good. Keep it
How
going.
about we all do it at the same time?
All right, 3, 2.
Are we going on 1 or on 0?
We're gonna go on 0.
Okay, you're gonna say 0?
No, I'm
Oh.
gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then after I say 1, we're gonna go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1.
If
you made it this far.
Be sure to
Hi.
What
I
happened
didn't know the words after that.
be
Thank
sure
you.
to subscribe to our OnlyFans.
Yeah. OnlyFans coming soon. I'm not saying nothing, but feet pics.
It's called Only Commons.
Ew, true.
I will shove
I
copies of
assure you.
Esperzoa in between my toes.
I assure
Are you only
that-
wearing Esperzoa?
It's true.
I assure you, the content on the page is anything but common.
Ooh. Some pretty mythic photos on there.
I'm getting a brain blast from the internet from a message from God. He said, "End of show tournament shoutouts." These and more will be listed in the show notes, but we wanted to call out the Court of Commons Quarterly on Saturday, April 4th in Murray, Kentucky.
Informally known as the COCQ or COC.
The cock, yes.
The COC.
We love cock.
Make your way to cock.
We are all big fans of COC on this show.
The New York City Invitational Series, the NYCIS, Season 2 Pauper Open with live coverage and commentary is going to be on Saturday, April 4th.
Not to be confused with NCIS Season 2, because that's a TV show.
They might have live coverage, though.
You think?
At
Just
this point?
Like the director's cut?
Yeah, for sure.
Live body cam footage. It's like how you watch car crashes on the internet.
Actually, you didn't hear it from me. I hear that the actual real-life NCIS are going to stop by the NYCIS, make a guest appearance.
They're going to arrest another guy at the Magic Tournament, like what happened a few weeks ago.
I'm not saying nothing, but if you're playing Zubera Storm, watch out.
Absolutely. Also, the third upstate New York Pauper Open on Saturday, April 11th in the Rochester, New York area. All these sound like a blast.
Yeah. Hey,
we will be at every single one of them.
it's true.
That will not be a financial burden whatsoever.
We're actually all flying business.
Yeah, first class even, honestly.
But separate. We're not all flying together.
Yeah, no, we can't stand
that'd
each
be
other when the
weird.
mics turn off, actually.
I hate
You
all
get
of
an hour of togetherness, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's about the most we can get together in 1 week.
The fact that two of us live together, that's crazy.
Yeah,
we're
a lot of painting and splendor.
And Splendor.
Splendor? I think it's mostly Splendor, right?
It's a lot of splendor.
Yeah, hey, you been winning lately?
I've been splendoring it up,
Yeah.
baby.
What's the meta like these
I
days?
hardly know her.
The meta of Splendor?
I'm, a lot of. It's very splendid. A lot of painting.
Yeah. Are you collecting a lot of gems lately?
A lot
Is that
of
still
gems.
kind of a top tier strat, or is it more of the other stuff?
I'm talking about man. I've never played the game Splendor in
Me
my
neither.
life.
I thought you were giving him a crash course on how to play it. We actually lost all the game pieces. We just have a button we found.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Is this the part in that where we get the ooh and back to the...
I get.
The
Are we?
music,
Can we this is part where we're going to talk about
the music
Lembas
just
and
turns
then,
into
Okay, real
yeah.
talk though. Real most important band in the entire format. Lambas.
That
Bastard.
card.
That
Lambas
card
gets it
is.
the fuck
Oh
outta
my God,
here.
It shuffles.
Oh my God, it shuffles the
gains-
fuck and
it
it
scries.
it's
It draws.
insane.
What doesn't it do? It triggers my gluten insensitivity. It's unbelievable.
It makes
Every time
people
I
break out.
past it, I go. Because God hates me, and you know what? He hates me the most because he printed this card.
Daily bread, more like daily choking. That's crazy.
Exactly. It's unreal. Do you know how long it is since I've had a piece of bread? It's tempting. Every time I see it across the table, I tear up, my throat swells, and I go, God, it just once. That's how I'm going to die. I'm going to be on my deathbed, and I'm going to be like, give me a Lembas.
Is the smokers call for Lembas?
My precious, no more like my Lembas.
All right,
That was good.
that was good.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Okay.
You're taller than I am, so let me.
Yeah, I've
let me
got
pop
the-
this up.
By the way, this is the crew. If on the way we all die in a horrible car accident, this is the crew who will continue.
Yeah, you guys have to.
Oh, okay.
I'm killing the podcast the week of. Do an episode, be like, hey guys,
So, like, 2 or
they're
3
dead.
inches
Now
away
about
from
legacy.
the screen. Okay.
As long as you're seeing anything.
follow Pillow
here
Talk
to, like,
podcast.
this-
Okay. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Hi, I'm James Hippo Hieronymus, and George Bush did 9/11.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
Hi, I'm James Hippo Hieronymus, and don't ask what I did in Guantanamo Bay.
It's good, Derek.
Hello, I'm James Hippo Hieronymus, and I'm just scared.
I will say one note: don't mess around with the microphone handle too much. I can fix that, but yeah, no,
Right.
y'all should be good.
It'll just come out.
Cool. So it is recording. I'm gonna take this so that Crystal doesn't eat it.
If you move this up, there's a chance it'll tilt over this way.
Okay, I won't move it.
Yeah, just be mindful.
I move it all.
No. Oh, I
Shouldn't be
can
good to
feel
just-
it in the
just
through the
don't
headphones.
touch this. y'all are good. It's recording. Y'all are good to go. So you don't need to touch this. It's going.
I don't want to touch it.
If you decide you want to let's retake this or whatever, I can edit, snip, move stuff around, whatever. You can just give me like a verbal note if there's anything you guys want me to adjust. I kind of have a feeling that's not really gonna happen, but
You can tell them to insert stuff. It'd be funny.
Okay.
you can-
Okay, oh.
Don't do too much. I don't have a huge window. So for that reason, let's keep this somewhere between like an hour and a half. Let's please, if you can try. If you're having a really great time.
I was hoping around 3 hours.
That's what I'm working for. I got
Yeah,
you.
I could do it. I got.
And then just shoot us a text when y'all are either about to wrap up or you've wrapped up, and then you can just leave it going. We'll come back in. I'll take care of all of this on the computer. But yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
Got it.
Cool.
Thank you guys for being so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, we're gonna leave.
So excited.
Goodbye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, parents. This is our home now.
Okay, it's just the door's locked.
Yeah.
No locks changed.
I have your
Squatters.
key. No.
My name is James of Hieronymus, and George Bush does not care about black.
Oh,
This is when he was.
Get the fuck out of here!
Mike Myers.
Cameron just holding up everything about Kanye.
Don't get Cam talking about Kanye. He might get racist.
Might.
He might.
Strong might. Oh, they left us the cat.
All right, they're gone. All right.
All right.
Well, hey guys.
Hey, guys.
What's up? Okay, so Thomas, if you're listening to this, our idea at some point was that we're gonna have you guys try and start the episode, and then hey, before we get going, I got some snacks at work or something like that. You guys want some of this? Oh yeah, man, sounds good. I don't know. Are we to try and do that or?
If they want to.
You want to? Okay.
Basically, y'all take edibles by accident and turn into us. I'm Hippo. You want to do the scream?
I guess.
Oh, I'm ready.
Do I actually want to yell?
Yeah,
Well,
put your
he
all
does-
into it.
Listen, he to out of our ears every
Oh,
week.
okay.
So you got
I need to f- his ears back.
yeah, his ears back. You his ears. Weak again. Weak.
I need way more enthusiasm.
Way
For sure.
More enthusiasm.
Yeah, I want your heart and soul into it for sure.
First and
Your
foremost,
smiley
we're
face is gonna get me.
The what?
Your smiley face.
cute, sexy, smiling face.
Uh-huh.
First
I'm
and
so
foremost, it just the outro music is just crab rave and stuff. That's what it reminds me of sometimes when they
Yeah.
play it.
Funny.
Just
This is the dancing portion, the outtakes.
You guys can see it. We're busting a move. Holy
Yeah.
shit! I know you can
This is-
moonwalk, Thomas. Holy,
This is what the
really
real
smooth.
OnlyFans is.
Why is Hippo upside down?
oh my god! I'm hitting the jiggy.
Cameron, put your pants back on.
Whoa! No, lose the shorts.
More like lose the jorts
Mm.
in this household.
Jorts.
Jorts episode coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Only jorts.
Only jorts.
I'd pay for that.
I'd pay
I think.
for that too. That'd be pretty fun.
Like, how much jeans would you not pay for?
It's like
What?
the more you contribute to the Patreon, the more they snip off the jorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Episode's over.
Go home.
Play with dogs named Biscuit.
Yes. Should we text Thomas?
Yeah, I got it.
I think we should wait it. I think we should wait an hour and then tell him.
Wow, these fast acting.
I feel nothing.
I feel nothing.
I'm immune.
All right, I can work with
Thomas, we could do improv together.
that. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we could do improv.
We really could.
We could do some. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was good. A yes ending. Always yes.